Hello and welcome back to SYNLAB Podcast. We are talking about understanding eye health, and I'm with Dr. Bashorun, and she has been very helpful in explaining a lot of things. In the first episode, we talked about the signs you shouldn't ignore. Now we are talking about in a digital world. Yes. So this is our episode 2, and we are focusing on the major reality of modern life, and that is our screens. Phones, laptops, tablets, TVs. Even some of us fall asleep while scrolling. Some of us, you will be scrolling, your eye is paining you. You are seeing Hamatan, according to Dr. Bashor, and you're still opening your eye, forcing the eye to focus instead of going to sleep. Please sit back and enjoy this episode, because this episode is dedicated to everybody, because there is nobody here that does not either use a laptop or a phone or has a TV. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, share, and follow SYNLAB Nigeria on YouTube and on Spotify. Kindly comment where you're watching us from and what day you are watching us. Thank you. So now, Doctor, you see this episode, he's speaking to me directly because I am one of those that will be shining eye. You know, when I'm feeling sleepy and I have this report I have to like prepare before morning, and I'm trying to get everything, and it's like 11 p.m. and I'm literally seeing sleep, but I'm doing my eye like this. So that I can open the eye wide and then finish up my work. Let's start with, what advice will you give me before I start talking about the film? Because I scroll too. I scroll on my bed. I scroll till I sleep. I am among those people on this table.
Okay.
So what advice would you give me?
Yeah, first of all, what if you have something to do,
Yeah.
you should also prioritize and have like a dedicated time. I know it's not easy, but you should have a dedicated time where you are doing screen time. And once you are not doing that, then you should be off it. So usually once you are tired, or you can't seem to focus, you're tired. You're tired.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you want to
can't
do
force
about
it.
that? So what I would just advise is that you should have dedicated times that you want to do this. And if it's certain hours in a day, you know how much of workload you have.
Sure.
Dedicated time in a day, or this number of hours. Once I've done screen time for this number of hours, that is all for today. Let's do something else. You could do other things. You could read a book. You could do other activities, but just have it. And while you're at it, try to maximize that time. So if you are going to be doing 12 hours in a day or 8 hours in a day, depending on what your job demands, then you should make sure that you're actively doing it. Because some people, they are on the screen, they're just staring. They are thinking about something
They've
else,
moved.
and they are on the screen. So make sure if it is an hour, make sure that you are using that hour, maximizing it, and you are moving on to something else. So I think that is what I would advise for you.
Okay. At this point, I pray for the spirit of discipline. Yes. Okay. So now, what is digital eye strain and how common is it today?
Well, digital eye strain is something that has come to stay with us. And it's quite common because, with technology, you have a lot of things, gadgets. People, that's what they do. Some people, for 8 hours of their time working, they're on the screen doing something, and that's their work. So I can say that is quite common. But one thing that we can do is that when we have challenges, then we prefer solutions. Okay, so like the screen time, we advise that when you are using the gadgets or you're using anything screen, you take occasional breaks, just like I mentioned earlier. Once you're on the screen for a certain number of, after 20 minutes, you should look away, then come back. You can do that at intervals. Then what we also advise is that people can have screen guards on their monitors, so that the amount of light that is entering their eyes is reduced, so it doesn't cause as much dryness. Because what really happens is that because of the exposure of the eye, you have a lot of dryness
Wow.
from the light entering the eye. So we can minimize that. And also, what we also say is that people should think and blink. They should blink at intervals.
Think and blink. I like that.
Yes, think, blink. Whenever you think about it, you just blink. So think and blink, consciously blink, so that you lubricate, because with each blinking, you're able to lubricate the eyes and reduces the effects of evaporation and the light coming into the eye. So generally, I'll recap. When you're on the screen, after every 20 minutes, stare at a distance, blink consciously. When you are on the screen, then we can always have screen guards. Some people even use this protective glasses that reduces the amount of light that enters their eyes.
The photochromic ones.
The photochromic, anti-reflective, things that will just reduce the amount of light entering the eyes.
Okay. Speaking of prolonged use of screens like the laptops and the phones, how do they cause, or how do they affect the eyes? And also the poor lighting too. How does poor lighting affect the eyes?
Okay, so let me talk about the screen. I'll just recap because I had mentioned that. So reduce the screen time, because that allows a lot of light to enter the eyes. Okay, so causes the eyes to dry up quickly.
Yeah.
Then also the poor lighting, especially when you are reading or doing, so it causes a lot of strain on the eye, because you are not having a balanced light. The eye is not having that light to see properly, so you are kind of straining the eye to see under poor lighting. So that's basically how that does. So what we always advise is to have very good lighting when you are doing your work, but don't do too much of screen time. And when you have to do that, you should take interval breaks as you do that.
Okay, so now poor lighting is like dim light.
Yes.
So how about when the light is too bright?
When the light is too bright,
that's
like the screen time.
Yeah.
You are constantly having light shown into your eye, and with that you have the eyes are opened, and there's a lot of light entering the eye, and the ocular surface becomes dry, gets dry easily.
Surface.
Yes, ocular surface is like the front of the eye.
Okay.
Yeah.
The front of the eye gets
just like
dry.
The surface of a table.
Okay.
The front of it. So that's basically what it means.
Okay. Wow. So the dim light is not good. Bright is not good.
Yeah,
it has
just
to
have
be
a
balanced.
Light, yeah. Balanced
I
light.
hope we're learning. For those of us that used to shine eye. Okay, so are we causing long-term damage or just temporary discomfort using these screens for a prolonged time?
Yeah, well,
a little bit of both.
Yeah, it could be short, it could be long, depending. If it's prolonged, then of course it may lead to prolonged damage, because the eye gets dry, and some people may have to be on lubricants to just augment the natural tears, because that means there's a lot of evaporation, or evaporation means there's a lot, the way the water is leaving the eye is faster than the way it should ordinarily, because of the exposure to light, exposure to the screen. So some people may need to be on artificial tears for a very long time because
artificial
of that.
What, please?
Artificial tears.
Tears.
Like lubricants.
Wow.
Yes, so we call them, they are eye lubricants, because the one that the eye is producing is not sufficient, because of the demand that the individual is giving to the eye. So
amazing stuff.
Yeah.
So those people that the people who experience tearing while reading,
okay,
what would you say? Because that's not screen now, that's hard copy, and they are tearing while they are reading.
So for those ones, they need to see a doctor. They need to see an eye doctor. There are a lot of things that can cause it.
Okay.
It may be that, usually life is balanced, and God has made everything very good. So there's a production. So the normally tears will be produced in the eyes, whether you cry or not.
Sure.
Tears that we see when people cry is actually the overflow. Yeah, so as you are, tears are being produced.
Okay.
But because it's draining at a steady state, at a steady rate, you are not having that overflow. Overflow occurs when the tears is more produced than it is drained. So there's a balance.
Okay.
There's production, there's drainage. There's
Okay.
production, there's drainage.
Wow.
Okay, so sometimes in some people, there are tiny pipes in the eye that takes that tears away as it's being produced. So
Jesus.
sometimes when there's a blockage or narrowing, just like a pipe, just normal pipe, when there's a blockage in the pipe, what happens? The thing cannot flow now. So you now have the tears
accumulating.
Yes, the tears coming out when they read or do certain things. So that is one.
Wow.
So, and it may be that so there's something there producing too much. The drainage is okay, but something is producing excessively.
Okay.
So they need to see doctors to know what actually the problem is.
Okay. So from our discussion so far, I've gathered that excessive light or plenty screen time can cause dryness.
Okay.
But what are those things that now cause the vision to be blurry or that cause headaches? In fact, I've even heard that some people that wear glasses, they pain them for a year. For their, they call it occiput. I don't know what that is, but they feel a lot of pain at the back of their head. So, can you throw light on this, please?
Okay, so like I said, the way the eyes are, the tears are constantly produced and they have a function. They help to lubricate the eye. The eye is not dry. It shouldn't be dry. It's something that's constantly, just like when stream is gradually flowing, steadily on top of something. So that keeps the eye very good. But once there's a lot of screen time, the eye starts to get dry. You have that feeling of dryness, discomfort. Some people may have headaches associated with that. So usually once the lubrication comes and everything is back, the headache goes. And that's why some people have that blurriness too. When the eye is dry, it's not functioning well. It's not the center of the eye needs that lubrication constantly over it to give that sharp focus.
Wow.
So if that is not happening, then the vision will be dry. So you see some people, they will just tell you that I'm on my screen and all of a sudden my vision just became blurry. And I was trying to find out what was it. Then I now left that screen, or I went away, or I went to maybe I went to sleep. Then it came back. So some people just notice that they have that intermittent blurring. When they now close the eye, it gets better. So the eye is actually drying up.
Okay.
So once it's dry, you have that feeling. Then for some, especially for those that do a lot of screen time and they are not cognizant, they are not conscious of the fact that the eyes get dry.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets to deteriorate to headaches and things like that.
Okay.
And they just feel they are uncomfortable with their eyes. Their eyes are heavy. Then for people that you said that wear glasses and they feel pain, it may be something. It may be something else. I wear glasses and I don't have that.
Oh, wow.
It may be that the correction, the glasses correction is not adequate. It's no longer adequate. It may be before. It's no longer adequate, or it may be too much of power or too less of power.
Wow.
So they may need to get that adjusted. They may need to see a doctor, let them look at it, do another test of glasses. Maybe that glasses is no longer as good as it used to, and that's why they're having that. Or maybe they just got a new. Sometimes when you have a new set of glasses, it takes a bit of time. You wear glasses normally, and you've just procured new ones. It takes a bit of time to adjust to it. So sometimes people may have all kinds of feelings, and it usually gets better if that is it. But if those new glasses the powers were too much or too less or not adequate, then that may continue for some time.
Okay. Wow. Has been very, very interesting. I wanted to ask, I don't know, I don't want to say humor me, but I know you've seen a lot of clients
Mm-hmm.
who have come with a lot of myths. Do you mind
Okay.
sharing your experience with misconceptions people have with their eyesight? People
Okay.
that you've seen.
Okay. So, yes, definitely we see all kinds of things, but there's one that I really kind of I was surprised by it. So the child, think about a child,
Okay.
maybe like 11 or thereabout,
Mm-hmm.
came and was wearing glasses,
Mm.
and the child needed glasses, and the child sees perfectly with the glasses. But the dad keeps saying, you don't have to wear it every time. You only wear it when you want to read.
Why?
I really don't understand. And he gets it will spoil your eyes more. You
Mm.
know, that kind of thing. The more you wear, the more it
Okay,
spoils it.
because he's starting as a child.
I really don't know I don't know what is behind that. But I was like, but sir, can you ask this child, is it seeing better with the glasses? The child says, yes, I see better with it. Like, but you don't have to wear it every
Nice.
time. It should be spoiling his eyes. I'm
Wow.
like, how does yeah. Then some people also have this feeling that
Mm.
glasses is for, especially for children, is
Mm.
for a period of time. They won't need to wear it again. Yes,
Mm.
some they may not,
Mm.
but some they would have to wear it depending on
Mm.
what the underlying factor is, what
Mm.
the problem was, as at
Mm.
the time. Some, yes, it gets better, some it doesn't. So people should have that at the back of their mind. Then there are some people that just, especially for children, they believe that they don't want their child to wear glasses.
Mm.
That's, there's some kind of, that if he's wearing glasses at this time, then the
Mm.
eyes will be getting poorer.
Wow.
That's, some people believe that. So then, all kinds of things. Some people also believe that, when they wear glasses, they are seen as someone that is not able to do something, as if they are lesser people in the society. Yeah,
Dr.
we get to
Bashorun,
see.
contrary to that opinion, we had that school of thought that people that wear glasses, now them they come first for class. So we had another opinion. In fact, I could remember in my school days, one of my classmates had to repeat the class. And when she was asked, and she said that her eyes,
Because she's
so
not
that she
wearing.
needs glasses, and
So that
that's
she
why.
wears.
So, contrary, we see them as people that are the nerds of tomorrow. Like,
No,
yeah,
I think that's for children.
okay,
Maybe for children growing up.
okay,
There are some young adults that needs to
mm,
wear glasses,
mm,
and maybe at some point in time, maybe growing up, they were not really seeing, but they were managing, and it got
mm,
to a point where they couldn't really cope anymore,
mm,
and they come and they will just tell you they don't want to wear glasses, that they
mm.
feel that they're lesser people. People have different. I'm just telling you
I
some people's
understand. I
experiences, but
understand.
you have diverse, and when you hear a story
Mm.
and you hear another one, sometimes they don't tally, and you like,
Yes,
what were these people
different
thinking about?
different strokes for
But
different folks.
I mean, those are just general things that
Yeah.
people think about and people say. But of
Okay.
course, I am also using this media to tell people that
Hmm.
if your child needs to wear glasses, please let them wear glasses.
I beg.
And if they don't have to, and if the doctor has prescribed, oh, wear these glasses every time, because the child is not saying well without the glasses, please let them wear it every time. It's very important to do that.
Thank you. So as we wrap up this particular episode, could you just recap habits that can reduce strain in screen heavy lifestyles?
Okay, so like I mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
when you're doing a lot of screen time, dedicate time, have number of hours in a day. It may not be specific, at least a range. Okay, I want to do screen time for 8 hours to 10 hours today or in a day, and try as much as possible not to exceed that. Then when you are doing screen time, focus on it, do it quickly and leave. Don't, especially when it's work, don't linger on too much on it, so that you could do other things that would not necessarily involve screening. Then once you're on the screen, take occasional break. Every 20 minutes you can stay into the distance just for a few seconds and get back to your work. Sometimes you may even need to walk, maybe even generally for general body exercises, just take a break once in a while and do that. Then also think and blink. Blink as frequently
I
as you
like that
can.
part.
And also for people that need glasses, that this aside the screen time now, you
Mm.
should get one so that you reduce the amount of strain on the eyes.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bashorun. You have heard it. Please take care of your eyes, think, and blink. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, share, and follow SYNLAB Nigeria on YouTube and on Spotify. Don't go away. We'll be right back.